Sox, who are currently in third place, go to win their 8th in a row. And this is how the lineup will be for the Atlanta Braves. It'll be Prado leading it off, Hayward hitting second, then Jones, Klaus, McCann, Escobar, Cabrera, Infante, and David Ross catching and hitting ninth. Jimmy John's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Mark Burley, left to right, Pierre, Rios, and Quet. In the infield, Esquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Canerco. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate, and the Toyota starting pitcher, Mark Burley, trying to even it up at 6-6, and this is 15th start. Things getting a whole lot better for him recently. He's given up 2 runs in his last 2 starts. Game conditions, and it's dropped 20 degrees, it's 73 degrees, 90% humidity, winds out of the south at 9 miles an hour, and it is fairly moist. The umpires, Andy Fletcher behind the plate, Mike Everett is at first, Adrian Johnson is at second, and Tim McClellan is at third base tonight. So with the fireworks bursting overhead and the Sox providing a lot of fireworks for their fans, we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Huck Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone. And finally, White Sox baseball coming your way right here over Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Martin Prado gets set to lead it off. He was 2 for 5 with a homer. He led the ball game off last evening off Johnny Danks with a homer into our bullpen. So Mark Burley bidding for his 23rd interleague victory. He is 22-6, and those 22 wins are tied with Jamie Moyer for first in interleague play. That's out of play right side. Braves come in at 42 and 29. They're hitting .264 as a club with a very fine 3.79 ERA. That ball hit hard into right center field. Alex is back. He's there. Count corner.
Unfortunately, they were playing Prado round toward right center field, and it gave Alex just that extra step to be able to run that one down.
1 hour 49-minute delay as you look at the future Hall of Fame. Bobby Cox comes in with 2,455 victories.
And 50 years in this wonderful game of ours.
The ball hit hard. Jason Hayward, 6'5", 240 pounds, just 20 years old, and he is a good-looking player.
That ball just scooted under the glove of Gordon Beckham. This is a rocket shot. And this ball hit the grass before Gordon could get a glove on it, because there is a whole lot of wetness around it. Rained very hard before the game. That became a very difficult play.
Well, we had 2.5 inches, which equates to about 180,000 gallons of water fell on this field. But take your time, boys. Nice pick by Paulie. Rack them up. And that quickly will end the top of the first. After having a play, it's the Braves nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
Rios in center field, then it's Konerko, Quentin, Kotze, A.J. Przynski, who's been red hot, then Ramirez and Beckham playing second and hitting ninth. Jimmy John's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Tim Hudson, left to right. Infante, Cabrera, and Hayward in the infield. Jones, Escobar, Prado, and Glaus. Ross behind the plate. And the Toyota starting pitcher is Tim Hudson. 7-2 this year. Sparkling .234 ERA. As you can see, right-handers have done very little with him. He's got a terrific sinker. Throws a slider to go with it. Actually, two types of sliders. And with all sinker ballers, it's best to get them early before that ball really starts to sink.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As Juan Pierre stands in against the 34-year-old veteran, Tim Hudson. Boy, you have got two outstanding competitors on that bump tonight, and Mark Burley and Tim Hudson. There's a little chopper, two hopper, Prado underneath, one out.
Take a look at Gordon Beckham. You've got Jason Hayward going into second base like a freight train. He upsets him. He gets a throw off. They turn the double play. At 6'5" and 240, that young man goes in the right way, and he goes in hard.
Yeah, hard and clean. So here's Omar hitting at .265, a homer. He's driven in 14. Had one of the two big base hits in that ball game last night. A 2-out, 2-run single. That coming in the second inning. The Sox put a 5 spot on the board. That's high and wide, and the count 2-0.
Last year, Tim Hudson had Tommy John surgery. Only pitched 7 games.
Mulder, Hudson, and Zito.
What a threesome for the A's.
You can write all the books you want when you got Mulder, Hudson, and Zito. Because that's tough, foul.
Well, if that's Moneyball, and they've been playing Moneyball since the beginning of this game, because the object of this game has always been, if I put a better man on the mound than you have on a nightly basis, I'm going to be in pretty good shape.
That was 60-plus wins right there between those three. That's out of play. Yeah, that'll make a lot of books sell. Well, 2-2 the count.
And Hudson said because of the Tommy John surgery and obviously the rehab of his elbow, for the first time in a long time, his shoulder has felt a lot better. And with it comes an ERA in the low 2s.
Outfield very short, swung around to the left. And there's a 2-hopper down to Chipper Jones. Hudson right where he should be, and quickly 2 out. So with 2 out, let's check out our picks to click. And you at home now can be a part of our picks to click segment for each game. Tune in to the Felco pregame live each game to see Ozzy's lineup, then make out your selection on who you think will be the pick to click. And tonight, White Sox fans watching at home have voted for Paul Konerko. Jim Angiu, our director and crew, are going with Omar Vizquel. Stone Pony's going with Alexei Ramirez. And J.J. Shearer, his son Tim, and all the great folks at Ditka's Restaurant and Lost Dunes and I, we're going to go with A.J. Przynski. First pitch strike to Rios, hitting at .318. 13 homers, he's driven in 38. 2 for 5 last night with an RBI. And it's on the outside corner. Very quickly, he's in the big hole. 0-2.
Looks early like that sinker of Hudson's is working well.
That's a quick 1-2-3 inning for the veteran right-hander. We'll go to the second scoreless.
Allen. B. Chet Lemon. C. Bill Melton. D. Carlos May. E. Lamar Johnson. Text A, B, C, D, or E to 53695. Stick around for the U.S. Cellular White Sox post-game live. For final results, or visit csnchicago.com. You can write in Bill Naharodny if you want to.
So here is Troy Glaus, the first baseman, hitting at .275, 14 homers. He's driven in 55. Takes first pitch, strike. Glaus has faced Burley 22 times, has 6 hits, 3 of which stayed in the park. Outfield straight up. Oh, the big man. That ball hit hard. And nobody's going to get that one. Run hops the fence. So he will pull up with the leadoff double.
Troy Glaus is another one of these Braves that has come back from shoulder surgery. There's a lot of people around the National League that believe that he is going to be the comeback player of the year. He gets his ball out of weight, doesn't try to do too much with it. He's enormously strong. He's 6'5", about 245 pounds, and he drives that ball one hop against the wall in right center.
So here's Brian McCann hitting at .258. 8 homers. He's driven in 30. And that's off the glove of Gordon Beckham. Just a bullet. So trouble brewing here in the top of the second inning.
Since McCann has got his eyes corrected, and he's really scuffled after LASIK surgery last year. It had nothing to do with the surgery, but he was suffering from very dry eyes that they couldn't seem to cure. He was wearing all kinds of glasses and now doesn't have to do it. And because of that, he's starting to hit the baseball again like he used to hit it, which is consistently hard.
Yunel Escobar, the shortstop, hitting at .252. No homers. He's driven in 17. Two and 0 the count. Early lifetime against the Braves is 1-0. Checks it up, fouls it off.
Escobar, a very young player, but a lifetime .301 major league hitter who's struggled this year.
All right. That fastball upstairs, that evens the count at 2. And that's way high. So a full count to the 27-year-old shortstop out of Havana, Cuba. Got to make a pitch right here. Got that one up. A nice catch by one of the fans in the suites.
They thought so much of Escobar that they wound up trading Elvis Andrus to the Texas Rangers in the same deal that they acquired Mark Teixeira. Teixeira was only there 2.5 months, and Andrus is going to be a star.
He gone. Big pickoff right there. 1 out.
Huge play when you figure that McCann's not going anywhere. And yet the move of Mark Burley is so good that he caught McCann, who had no lead, and got him easily at first.
Now the infield comes in, and the payoff pitch that is popped up into center field. Glaus, he's tagging. He's coming. No, he's not. There's the throw. Beautiful peg by Rios, and that is out number 2.
Alex's throw, although not straight over the top, drifted right on the money. He throws somewhat from the side, and had Troy Gloss, who does not have good speed at all, tried to run, he would have been out by 30 feet.
Well, Alex plays that drift. He plays that tail on his throw, but he's got a very, very strong arm. So now, here's Melky Cabrera, who's had good success against Burley. 11 at bats, 6 hits, 1 homer. And there's the base hit. So he made a bad pitch, got it up, and Cabrera made him pay it as 1-0 Braves.
RBI number 20 for Cabrera, who's a switch hitter, and saw a whole lot of mark when he played for the New York Yankees all those years. This one barely over the head of Ramirez. Nice to see Alexei in the lineup tonight after taking a ground ball off his middle finger on his throwing hand. Fortunately, it just was a bruise.
Mark with a mistake. Cabrera hammers it. Omar Infante takes ball 1. Infante 0 for 4 last evening. Big gap out there in left center field. And that's a can of corn into right. So Mark had men on first and third, nobody out. Big pickoff. They do score, and after an inning and a half, 1-0 Braves. To nothing. Couple of good, tough veteran pitchers on the bump tonight.
And Mark Burley really minimized the damage in that second inning. That could have been a big inning for the Braves. Mark got out with just a run, so now it's time to get back at Tim Hudson.
Hudson with a 1-2-3 first will face Canerco, Quentin, and Consey. Paulie hitting at .304, 17 long ones, and 51 driven in. He was 3 for 4 last evening. Takes it right there, and he's had good success against Hudson. 6 for 16 with a homer. And the count 0-2. Milwaukee leading Minnesota 3-2, top of the 7th at Miller Park.
And Detroit has already lost.
They lost 5-0 to the Mets. The 1 out.
Tim Hudson looks like he's got pretty good stuff tonight. But here's one of the guys on the team that loves the ball down. And if he gets one middle in, could go a long way.
Well, he hit one a long way last night for a 3-run shot. It was the second biggest hit of the evening for the Sox. And if you missed that game last night, poof. Here it is, 4th inning, 2 on, 2 out.
First ball fastball. First home run in 9 games.
And the count 2-0. Carlos hitting a hard .221, 9 homers and 40 knocked in. Hudson out of Columbus, Georgia, now resides in Peachtree City. And there's a strike.
Well, he has a slider and a cutter. And that makes it a little difficult on the right-handers because that slider will break not only away but down. The cutter, same speed as his fastball, will break across.
That is poked in the right field. That young man out there can run. Hayward made a couple of catches, one in particular last evening. Didn't think he could get there, and he got there easy.
He's 20 years old. He is going to be an exceptional player.
Well, he's everything we've read about since all spring. Probably got more publicity than any young player in baseball in spring training. He looks good. Of course, then Steven Strasburg took over.
And he lost his first game as a major leaguer today, 1-0 to Kansas City.
That's there's a chopper, 2 hopper, and that is 6 up, 6 down for Hudson.
I'm here with Lauren McLean and Christine O'Reilly, and we're going to talk about the White Sox Celebrity Server. And tell us a little bit, Lauren, about just exactly what it is.
It's basically an event put on by White Sox charities, and a lot of the wives have volunteered a lot of their husbands to come to a server event at Texas Day Brazil in downtown Chicago on July 8th. And it's just going to be a pretty good time. It's $100 a ticket. Players participating are A.J. Brzezinski, Paul Konerko, Mark Teahan, J.J. Putz, Gordon will be there. Yeah, and Mark Cotte.
So you're going to be able to eat as much as you want for $100, and the White Sox players are going to serve you.
Yes, little manual labor.
Well, that's going to do them a whole lot of good. And Christine, tell us a little bit about how, number one, you get tickets and how you can call or text or write or email to get them.
The best way for people to find out more information, Steve, is to go to whitesox.com to the community section of our webpage. We've got all the information there. You can buy tickets online. As Lauren said, tickets are $100. It's July 8th. We've got a day game, so it's after the day game. And it's a great opportunity to raise some money for White Sox charities. The wives stepped up and said, that was their idea, actually. We'd met in spring training, and they said, we'll bring the guys along. Jen Canerco said Paul was going to park cars, but we're going to get him upstairs in the restaurant and actually have him be a server. So.
Well, if you've never been to a Brazilian steakhouse, you'll realize that you can eat yourself into almost a meat coma. So it should be a wonderful evening.
It should. So make sure you go to whitesox.com, buy your tickets. Going quickly, I hear.
Yeah, or you can just call the general White Sox number, 674-1000. Ask for community relations. We'd love to see you at the event.
Well, Lauren and Christine, thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.
What a play. What a play by Mark Burley to get David Ross, the catcher. Beautiful. So 1 out. Here in the top of the third inning, 1-0 Braves. When is that going to be?
That is going to be July 8th at 6 o'clock.
And they're going to do the serving?
That's what they're going to do.
I might have to just tonight. That's after the Angel game, day game. I might have to just check that out. Prado went out deep to right center field. Broken bat ate him up. Beckham's got him. 2 down. That's a Matabatacola right there.
Good cut fastball inside, and Martin Prado, who's hit the ball hard in this series, didn't get much wood on that, and what wood he got splintered.
So here's Jason Hayward. He hit a bullet off the glove of Beckham for a base hit. And there's a strike. The count evens at 1. Took something off, had him off balance out in front. And that ball hit like a bullet. Meanwhile, Burley was just a little bit of and they just do get him. I think Mark was a little bit of a spectator, so he has been to the plate twice and heard it twice. Meanwhile, 1-0 Atlanta.
tag the bag in time, so he slapped him on the upper body and got him out. That's our Home Depot doing more on defensive plays.
Meanwhile, we trail it 1-0. We got to have some tallies as Hudson has retired everybody he's seen. So it'll be Pierzynski, Ramirez, and Beckham. Good slider cutter. In on the fist. AJ 3 for 4 last night with a couple of big RBIs. He's 4 for 15 lifetime off Hudson.
When I first saw Hudson pitch for the A's, it was the first game that he pitched against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I knew he was going to be a terrific pitcher by, of all things, how guys hit the 2-0 and 3-1 pitches.
That ball hit into left center field. Infante makes a catch, 1 out, and a reminder you can enjoy a day at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field with your family and friends. Individual tickets for the White Sox are now on sale. So for tickets, visit www.whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
When I talk about the 2-0, 3-1 pitches, those are pitches where hitters looking fastball. And they knew a fastball was coming. They all hit the top of the baseball and either trickled it in front of the plate or hit it foul.
Alexei 3 for 4 last night as well with an RBI. Count evens at 1.
Well, right now Hudson is really zoned in the outside corner to the right-hand hitters, and he's not missing it too often.
Alexei did not care for that goal.
Well, if he gets that pitch, it's going to be a long night for our hitters because that ball was well off the plate. Andy Fletcher said it was good enough, but that ball starts out off the plate and never really comes close.
Well, as long as he gives them for both sides. Only bad thing about it is they have the lead now. So here's Beckham. Ordinal for 4 last evening, comes in hitting at 202. I like the wide zone if it's for both sides. I don't like it when it's for the other guy. That's 9 up, 9 down very quickly.
This 4th inning is brought to you by the 4th meal from Taco Bell. Open 1 a.m. or later.
First pitch strike to the third baseman Chipper Jones, hit into a 5-4-3 double play to end the first inning. 38-year-old veteran with 430 home runs. Well, he's been the face of that franchise down there for a long time, along with that tremendous pitching staff they had. Here's the 2-1.
Chipper's always been a little better hitter from the left side. He's had more power that way. And from the right side, it'll come and go. He'll have some years where he'll do nothing and other years where he'll hit as well from the right side as the left.
He gone.
For Mark Burley, that's strikeout number 1. High cutter. Tries to nip the outside corner. Actually throws it right down the middle and throws it by Jones.
So here's Glaus. He had the perfect approach, trying to take Burley into right center, and he did for a leadoff double and scored in the second. Drops the hook on him.
Between innings, Don Cooper had a talk with Mark Burley about making an adjustment.
Drops another one on him, and the count 0-2.
That could very well be the adjustment. Start to throw the breaking ball a little bit more and keep them off the cutter and the fastball away.
That's in the dirt. 1-2 the count to Glaus. Shoulder surgery last year. Fastball up. 2-2. Atlanta 1 game in front of the Mets as we speak. That's set up the Tigers. R.A. Dickey on the bump. Good foul. Good foul. It will. Thank you very much. That's a long strike. And a reminder that Friday, June 25th, 3:05, Sox against the Cubs. Miller Lite will give one lucky fan the chance to pitch for $1 million. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. A changeup high and wide, full count. Payoff. He gone.
Here's our AT&T trivia question. What team was the first to be swept by the Sox at home in interleague play?
Brian McCann. He had a bullet off the glove of Beckham for a single. But he was picked off by Burley.
Seemed to have fouled that ball off his foot, I believe. Still barking at him.
Oh, man. Check your...
That is a foul ball.
Paulie just couldn't quite get there in time.
Well, he was in fair territory, but the ball was not. This is a call of Andy Fletcher because this ball never crosses the bag. But McCann will have another chance.
2 out and the 0-2 pitch. Well, McCann, he is aggressive. He had a towering home run out of here last evening. Coming in the 9th inning, leading off. If you missed it, poof.
Got a little too close last night. Close enough for Bobby Jenks to have pick up a save.
1-2. Chops that foul. fouls that back. And reminder, the Sox and Cubs rivalry continues this weekend as the winner of the series takes home the Crosstown Cup presented by BP. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Drop down breaking ball, lined, and now all of a sudden took off a little bit on Alex, who recovers, makes the catch. Got to retire the side. A couple strikeouts, 1, 2, 3 for Burley, but we still trail 1-0. In to win a Stanley Cup champion street banner autographed by members of the Blackhawks team. That's champs to 242-957. We trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth, and we have yet to have a base runner. Juan Pierre grounded out to second. First pitch strike.
And hitters have to beware of the fact that it is a generous outside corner.
Breaks the bunt, checks it up, and the count 1-1.
Juan is going to lay it down. The best way is to drag it and try to swing gloves wide of the bag at first.
Mr. Souvenir. That's another one. Juan Pierre and Ichiro will make a lot of fans happy. 1-2 pitch. Right down to Chipper Jones over the blouse. And that is out number 1. And this season it's easier than ever to find the seats you want or sell to the games you can't make on StubHub, the official fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago White Sox. You'll find great seats and great service on StubHub all season. StubHub or StubHub? Go to your StubHub.com and choose your seats today.
Hudson has thrown 6 ground balls already, and we're 1 out into the 4th inning.
Well, he's pitching at his pace. And when you get a guy like that in the dugout, somebody's got to say, hey, let's slow this guy up a little bit.
He's got the same pace as Mark Burley.
Well, they got to do the same thing. We only scored 1 run. I mean, they only needs 1 run in this game. There's our first base runner. You cannot let a guy pitch at his pace. You got to do something to upset him, either mentally or physically. In other words, tick him off. Lack of a instead of the other word.
I think you got a better chance physically than mentally with Hudson, who's a pretty tough guy out there on the mound and has been for a lot of years.
Both of them. Here's Alex. Struck out his first trip. Early with 2 strikeouts. Hudson with 2 strikeouts. First pitch strike.
Well, this is occasionally where a pitcher will make a mistake. The first time he's in the stretch. And it took with 1 out into the 4th inning to put Hudson into the stretch.
Well, he just got away with it. High breaking ball right there. Omar. Just a decent lead. He's 2 for 4 in stolen bases. And there's the strike.
Alex talking with Andy Fletcher. He's going to call it out there, boys. You're going to have to go get it.
Omar, 391 stolen bases. Tried to get him to bite after that one. Wouldn't do it.
A minimum of pitches so far by Tim Hudson.
And a count 2-2. Fouled off. With the Chicago Tribune Ticket to Summer Giveaway, you can win great prizes all summer long. For your chance to win, look for the Ticket to Summer prize code inside your Chicago Tribune. So he had him 0-2. Went fishing, no bites, and it's full.
Well, Ross throws pretty well, and the question for Ozzie is, Paul Konerko in the on-deck circle, do you take a chance on strike him out, throw him out?
That's just how he feels, Ozzie. There's a lot of gut hunches. And he likes action. He is proactive in that arena. There he goes. Right back. Now he just looks as Prado a little bit late, so Hudson takes the out. 2 down.
Hudson's a very good athlete. And he thought that this was going to be a double play. But with nobody there in time, he had to take you out at first base. Hudson was drafted twice by Oakland, 35th round out of high school, and then the 6th round out of college. And the reason why he went to the 6th round, a lot of teams saw him as a center fielder. And he's not a particularly big right-handed pitcher, but he's been very effective.
Well, they got him listed at 6'1", 175, but actually looks smaller than that when you're beside him. Watch out. Well, he struck out his first trip. Pick him up, 14. Probably sitting on those 17 homers and 51 knocked in. Gap out there in left center. And there's a strike to even the count.
Hudson is 75 games over 500 lifetime at 155 and 80. Those are spectacular numbers.
And there's a shot. Base hit back through the middle. Cabrera can throw, but not right there. That's well off the mark, and this game is tied at 1. So The double play that should have been, that could have been, was not, and he scored.
Waller's always had luck with Hudson. Gets a fastball that doesn't sink and takes it right back up the middle. Driving in his 52nd run.
I love 2-out RBI singles.
Well, during this streak, that's exactly what's been happening. A lot of 2-out RBI base hits.
There's Carlos. He fouled out to Hayward. Takes that pitch up and in. One 4-0 for their guys. 1-1-0 for our guys. You can cancel a post-game show. That ball hit hard into right field. Stretch, stretch, stretch. On top of the fence. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. Opposite field homer for Carlos. And the Sox lead it 3-1.
Hayward went all the way back to the wall. That ball looked like it hit the top of the wall and went out. RBIs 41 and 42. Our Ford home run replay. This ball just kept on carrying. Hayward just missed it. And the Sox have a 2-run lead.
Kotsay fouls it back. Well, Stoney, you set that one up perfect with Carlos's first at bat.
He loves the ball down. That time he got a slider, but I also think as well as that pitch, the key to this inning was finally putting Hudson in a stretch. He walked Vizquel. That put him in a stretch for the first time, and he's given up a couple of hits. And Carlos hit a home run towering to left last night and a line drive rocket just over Hayward's head to right tonight.
Carlos coming with 2 out. And Omar, who walked on base. That ball hit hard down into the corner. That's off the fence of one hopper. So here is the 2-out double by Kotsay. He is now 4 for 5 lifetime off Hudson. Don't stop now, boys.
Kotsay, who grounded out the first time, this time gets what looked like a slider that doesn't slide. He takes it into the corner and then outruns the arm of Hayward.
So here's AJ.
And a very productive 4th.
AJ went out to Infante and left. Breaking ball, a curve. Where'd that come from? That's the first one he's thrown.
Probably figure they're hitting everything else, so it's invent a pick.
Well, that's a good figure.
And now Milwaukee has taken a 4-2 lead over Minnesota.
Boy, Cabrera really short out there in center. And that's back into center field. Here comes Kotsay. Cabrera's got a shot here with a good throw. And he nails him. He makes a perfect throw to David Ross. And that'll retire the side. But the Sox put a crooked number up on the board. We'll go to the 5th leading 3-1. Top of the 5th inning. 3-4-0 for us. 1-4-0 for them. As there's a base hit. Yunel Escobar, who's now 1 for 2. So the leadoff man aboard. And a reminder, you can text Subway to 53695. And if you are the 500th texter, you could win $5 footlong from Subway.
Melky Cabrera made just a perfect throw. He was able to cut down Mark Kotsay at the plate to save the 4th run and keep it a 2-run deficit.
Here's Cabrera. 1 for 1 with the RBI. A 2-out RBI single in the 2nd. Decent lead. And there's a base hit. Oh, he just wears Burley out. He is now 8 for 13 against Burley.
Well, he doesn't go out there to get the changeup or anything off speed. He just waits back, doesn't overswing. Took that one right back where it came from, right back up the middle. Now AJ goes out to have a word with Burley. They're talking about the possibility of a bunt, as Vizquel, who gets the signals from the bench, then gives the signals to the rest of the infield on what they're going to do if Infante does indeed lay it down.
He's 0 for 1. He went out to Quentin and right. There's a bunt. Foul. Well, you take guys like Cabrera and other right-handed hitters who have had a lot of success against Burley, like Redmond. If you look at the charts, you'll find out that most of their hits are from center field to the right field line.
Well, they'll inside out the cutter, but more times than not, they'll just look away. They're not thinking about pulling anything.
No. And Mark will tell you, those are the guys that gives him the most trouble. There he squares the bunt again. And that's a good one. So the sacrifice, 1-4.
Infante got down the line in a hurry, but Mark Burley, who won a Gold Glove last year for fielding his position brilliantly, makes a good play.
So here's the catcher, David Ross. He had a little nubber towards the third base. And wants a play by Burley. That's beautiful. That's why he's a Gold Glover. Where's that pitch?
He's going to give it the outside, but not inside. This is a cutter.
That's a strike. That ball had the plate when it went over it. And the 2-0. 3-0 with Prado on deck. This is a guy you want right here.
Hitting with runners in scoring position, David Ross has been as good as anybody on this team. And Martin Prado has been their best hitter all year.
There's a strike.
Infield is back. They're going to concede the run.
I'll take my chances with Ross. And a full count. That Prado is dangerous. Prado hitting .340 coming in. And the payoff. Beckham going back. Cannot make the play. Here's the throw to the plate. It's off the mark. And he's safe.
He just missed getting him. And now Ozzie wants to talk with Andy Fletcher. Looked to me like he got in just ahead of the tag. AJ is saying he got him. And Ozzie tells AJ, go out to the mound. I want to keep you in the game.
So hey, you talking about a prototype duck snort. There it is.
And a good effort by Carlos Quentin. He's safe. Close play.
So it's a 3-2 ball game. That is the prototype duck snort right there.
RBI number 16 for Ross. That leaves runners at the corners. Still one out in a one-run game. Don Cooper now has his say.
Prado is going out deep to right center, and he is grounded to second.
Well, that was a safety squeeze, in which case, if Prado does push it to the right side, Cabrera can always score. Prado's grounded into 5 double plays this year.
Chases a bad one. Well up out of the zone. So the count 1-1.
Those are pretty impressive numbers, driving home runners from third base with less than 2 outs.
Gap out there in left center. That high changeup, thank goodness, was off the plate. That's what he hit out of here leading off the game last night off Johnny Danks. Jason Hayward on deck. Ross had one of those fall-on leads. Just fall back and on the back.
That's what McCann thought he had and got picked up.
And there's another changeup, and that evens the count at 2. Way up out of the zone. He chased the high fastball 2 down.
Well, on strike 1, he went upstairs and tried to hit a fly ball. And Burley went right back to it. He never shakes off AJ, so AJ gave him the high fastball sign. And that's a huge strikeout.
Hayward is 1 for 2. There's the strike. A ball, a strike, 2 out here in the top of the 5th. And the count 2-1 with Chipper Jones on deck. Takes the bad one. And that evens the count at 2.
I think he wanted him to get him to 2 strikes by showing him pitches inside. That was a changeup away. I will see if he goes that good cutter away.
He gone. So he held it to a minimum. Meanwhile, we're halfway home leading by 1. All right, our Chuck, thank you very much. Bottom of the 5th inning. Sox lead 3-2. It'll be Alexei Beckham and Juan Pierre to face Tim Hudson. First ball hunting, and that is just foul.
Alexei loves that first ball fastball. Hudson got it on the inner portion and got it by Chipper Jones, but on the wrong side of the line.
Chipper even with the bag off the line at third. Just buries that one in there, and the count 0-2. Padres beat the Rays 5-4 down at the juice box.
It's 2 in a row. And if Milwaukee can beat Minnesota, they will have beaten them a series for the first time since 2004, when they're leading 4-2.
That's the game in the bottom of the 8th inning at Miller Park. Outfield straight up, spread out. Lays off that curveball. And the count 2-2. And that's foul. Well, I'll tell you, when I became a Tim Hudson fan, when he was with Oakland, he pitched against us a couple of times. We caught him out there. And then we have a series here. And it was a nasty type atmosphere. And all of a sudden, our pitcher, I can't recall who it was, hit a couple of their guys. And the second guy he hit, Hudson, came running to the top of the dugout steps, screaming at our guy. Just absolutely screaming at him. And a full count to Alexei. Thought to myself right then, he can pitch for me.
Now those numbers aren't all that impressive compared to his lifetime number.
There's a good check and a good at bat right there for Alexei. The dreaded leadoff walk after being down 0-2.
Now he walked Vizquel with 1 out last inning, and it wound up costing him 3.
So here's Gordon. He hit the first pitch he saw, a comebacker to Hudson. Jones now at the cut of the grass, in on the grass at third. And Hudson, for a right-hander, has got a better than average move. Alexei 2 for 7 in stolen bases this year.
But Ozzie running with Vizquel in that 4th inning stopped the double play that would have ended the inning. And maybe to shake Gordon out of this, he'll use a hit and run.
There he goes. There's the throw. It's high. They still got him.
Looked like Alexei kind of stuck in the mud as he went head first. It was the hit and run. But on the slider, Gordon missed it. And Ross, even with a high throw, got it down there quickly. Alexei looks back. Then kind of gets stuck.
So the 0-1 pitch. Lays off that breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. We have got to get Gordon going. Bottom of the 4th at Seattle. 1-0 Cubs. And the count 3-1. It's full.
Juan Pierre waiting for his turn. And here's our AT&T trivia question. What team was the first to be swept by the Sox at home in interleague play? And the answer, the Houston Astros, August 29th through 31st, way back in 1997.
So here's Juan Pierre. He has grounded to second, and he has grounded to third, and he shanks that one safe fair. It's just foul.
I think there's a member of that Houston Astro team that currently plays with the Braves, and that's the closer, Billy Wagner, who's seemingly been around forever and has found a new life in the bullpen for these Braves.
Well, we were anticipating a full house tonight instead because of all that unbelievable weather and forecast. 27,561. That's into left field. Infante's got it, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the sixth. It is 3-2 White Sox. This weekend, Comcast Sportsnet is your home for the BP Crosstown Cup. Tune in to CSN's in-depth coverage as Chicago's favorite showdown heads south. It all kicks off Friday at 1 with a special edition of Chicago Tribune Live and airs at base hit on the first pitch by Chipper Jones.
Well, if Mark can get Troy Gloss to hit the ball on the ground, this is almost a for sure double play. He's had bad legs for a while. He's grounded into 7 double plays this year. But he is one strong man.
The only trouble hitting it on the ground is he's got to be hit right at somebody because he usually hits it very hard.
There is no doubt about that.
He has doubled into right center and struck out. Up high, want to know the count.
Remember, a great scout with, at the time, the Anaheim Angels, Nick Kamzen, telling me about this young man they just drafted, Troy Gloss, out of UCLA. But I don't know much about how he's going to field, but I will tell you he will hit a lot of home runs in this game before it's over.
He's got the catbird seat right here.
He'll try to
got 318 of them.
Maybe he'll try to pull one of those changeups and hit it right at Alexei. Mark Burley with another pickoff tonight. The American League leader, not surprisingly. And Johnny Danks in the mix.
Leadoff man at first, and Chipper Jones, and the 2-1 pitch. Come on, come on. Been giving it to Hudson.
I think Mark wanted that, and I think AJ might be having a word with Andy Fletcher about this.
He's been giving that to Hudson all night long. That's a big pitch right there. And a 3-1.
I'll tell you where Mark has been doing a lot of business tonight is that fastball up and out of the zone. Joey Cora giving his set of signs as AJ looks over. And AJ gave Mark a sign to keep Chipper close.
Payoff. High. And curving foul. Quinn stays with it. Yes! Carlos Quinn stay right with it going into the seats. Makes the catch for out number 1.
And what little wind there is brought this ball back. It looked like it was going to go 3 or 4 rows back. Carlos keeps his concentration, knowing he's right there by the stands. Crashes into the railing, makes the catch, and that's one big out.
So here's McCann. He is 1 for 2. Hit the ball hard twice. That's downstairs. And if you're just tuning in, Washington was beaten by Kansas City 1-0. Bannister the winner and Steven Strasburg the loser.
Kansas City had a real good approach against Strasburg. I watched a lot of that game, and they took them to the opposite field. They did it all day. Got 9 hits in 6 innings. And they got the job done. But they only got 1 run.
The better the pitcher, the more the plate you got to concede.
Yep.
As that's foul. And if you, that pitch we were talking about to Glaus, there's Hudson's pitch to Alexei, and there's Mark's pitch to Glaus. Now, you be the judge. Alexei was called a strike. Glaus was called a ball. Just a short lead by Jones. Chipper picked up a stolen base last night. He got a Lance Johnson jump on Johnny Danks. He's 5 for 5 in that category.
1991, he stole 40 bases.
That ball hit hard. And it's not going to be caught. Now they're going to hold Jones at third as they get it back in.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that Chipper didn't score on that one, because there was no chance at all of Alex Rios getting to it, and also the ball got away from him. But fortunately, he didn't score. McCann crushes this ball to the opposite field. Bennett gets away, and Chipper right here is not running. He thinks that Alex has a shot at him. I'm glad he did.
So for the third time in this ball game, Burley in a whole bunch of trouble. He has minimized the damage back in the second and last inning. But here's Escobar. He's 1 for 2. Led off last inning with a single and scored.
And they're going to bring the corners in. Vizquel at third, Konerko at first.
And a count 2-0, I guess.
Well, the man on deck is the guy that's really hurt Mark Burley. That's Melky Cabrera. Is that ball?
Fletcher squeezing the heck out of Burley right here.
And Burley's looking in at him. And AJ is talking
squeezing
with
the
him.
heck out of it. Got a wide plate for Hudson, and he's got a teacup for Burley. Now Fletcher trying to give him a little guff. Yay! There's a strike.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get Escobar. If in fact he walks Escobar, Don Cooper doesn't go out to talk with Mark Burley and wait there for Fletcher to come out.
Well, that's exactly what he should do.
Well, here comes Don Cooper. Now we'll see how long he waits there and if Andy Fletcher will go to the mound.
That's ridiculous.
If he does, I'm pretty certain Coop's going to give him an earful. And what Coop is trying to do is settle down Mark Burley, who is one of the calmest pitchers I've ever seen in all of my years in the game.
Well, first of all, Coop asked AJ, where were those pitches? AJ said 2 of them were strikes.
And here comes Fletcher. And now we'll see what Don might have to say to him. He's giving him a bit of an earful.
Well, he's got 2 different strike zones. He's got 1 for Hudson and 1 for Burley. The one for Hudson about 25 inches wide. The one for Burley about 13 inches wide.
Well, now he's got to deal with a guy that's always given him problems. And as you can see by the numbers against Burley, they're pretty impressive.
8 for 13 lifetime. Pops him up. Beckham makes the catch, gets it back in. Burley right where he should be, backing up, and a big out.
Well, that wind was wreaking havoc with that one. Chipper Jones kind of in between. There is no signal for the infield fly rule.
There shouldn't have been right there.
No, and there you see Chipper. That ball was really never under the control of Beckham. Finally, he makes the play. And the wind very much a factor now.
So here's Infante. Change up, no. Another change up in the count, 2-0. So Infante all of a sudden now becomes a much more dangerous hitter. Takes it right there. 2-1.
Not much speed out at second base.
Sacks packed with Braves in the 2-1 pitch, and that's popped up right side. Stay in here. Stay in here. Paulie, yes! Burley pitches out of a big jam once again. And we'll go to the bottom of the sixth, leading 3-2. Mercer. Stanley Cup champions and text champs to B-Hawks. That's 242-957 to join Blackhawks Mobile and be entered into win a Stanley Cup champion street banner autographed by members of the Blackhawks team. That's champs to 242-957. 242-957. Bottom of the sixth inning, 3-2 good guys.
I got a feeling that's probably going to be it for Mark Burley. He's gone to the well 3 different times to get out of some very tough jams.
Omar fakes a bunt, takes the ball. Omar is 0 for 1, but he had a huge one-out walk in the fourth that started that 3-run fourth for us. Takes the strike to even the count at 1. Chipper Jones in on the grass at third. Outfield there short.
And the bullpen for the Sox continues to work.
There's a shot, base hit. Well, I'll tell you, Omar has been some kind of catalyst for this ball club.
About 2.5 weeks ago, when he got a chance to start playing, he was hitting in the high 160s, 170s. Now knocking at the door at 270 and getting some big hits.
So here is Alex. He's 0 for 2. Uh-oh. And very quickly 2 down.
That ball was hit so hard and hit right at Prado that there was no chance at all for Vizquel to even get close to Escobar.
Well, since Omar has been in there after Mark went down with that broken finger, the Sox are 13-6.
Pretty good numbers.
Those numbers courtesy of Cat Lysick. And hitting around 320.
And markedly better defensively all the way around.
Here's the 1-0 to Konerko. Every White Sox Friday home game is United Flyaway Friday. Each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have a chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental U.S. that United Airlines flies. United proud to fly the Chicago White Sox. Takes it up, takes the ball. 2-1.
Well, there is ground to be gained as Minnesota goes down 5-3 to Milwaukee.
That'll work. That's low. And the count 3-1. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up right here, Paula. Paulie 7 for 18 lifetime off Hudson with a homer. Made a good pitch on him on 3-1. That little
ball,
movement on it.
Yeah, that tails back over the outside corner. That ball had the whole plate.
2 out and a 3-2 pitch. Four strikeout for Hudson, and we're into the 7th.
Away. There's still time to vote for your favorite White Sox player from the 70s. Again, final results will be on the U.S. Cellular post-game show. And J.J. Putz comes into the game. Mark Burley will leave with a 1-run lead. J.J. on for the 25th time. ERA sinking. It's 2.19. See, right-handers have had almost no shot against him. Left-handers have done a little bit better, and he'll start with the bottom part of the order before heading to the top.
David Ross, 1 for 2, had a little prototype duck snort single. A little pop-up that fell right in between Beckham and Quentin. Takes up high.
Mark Burley went 6 innings, gave up a couple of runs on 9 hits, walked 1, fanned 4.
And pitched out of 3 big jams. That's high and to right. Carlos. Back. And that's out number 1.
I think that's one of the reasons why Ozzie went and got Mark Burley. It was 97 pitches. He's done that before, but it was 97 pitches with many of them under duress.
Three different ways to get to 97. And his was a hard way.
He went the hard way is right. Run in the first, run in the 5th. Could have easily been at least 1 in the 6th. They got the goose egg.
Here's Prado. He's 0 for 3. Struck out in the 5th. A big strikeout. Bases loaded. 1 out. And Burley punched him out on an eye-high fastball. And that's out of play. J.J. knocks it down, has time, throws him out. 2 down.
You don't like to see a pitcher do that, but it's just reflex for a lot of them. And that is knock it down with your pitching hand.
Well, he did it right. He knocked it down where he could keep it in play.
There's a very good chance that Alexei would have had this one anyway, but with that big paw, he's able to make the play and face Hayward with nobody on.
He's 1 for 3. He struck out with the bases loaded to end that 5th inning. Outfield, they are for the most part straight up spread out. That's high. If our bullpen can get the job done, Burley will pick up his 23rd interleague victory. He came into this ball game 22-6. Jamie Moyer got the victory last night for the Phillies. He also has 22 interleague victories. Also, Burley, since the start of the 2001 season, has pitched the most innings of anybody in the major leagues.
Not surprising, because he will take the ball each and every time.
That's outside. He's the only pitcher in baseball to throw at least 200 innings in each of the last 9 seasons. Also the only pitcher in Sox history to make 30 or more starts in 9 straight seasons. The 2-1 pitch. It's even at 2.
Now you can use this young man's aggressiveness against him. And JJ's put-away pitch is that splitter. There you saw one. Another one, same spot, would be nice.
And he had a hack.
Well, AJ wanted the fastball inside. JJ got the fastball up and away. Watch where AJ sits. He wants it inside under the hands. JJ misses by plenty, but fortunately it's fouled back.
And once again, the 2-2 pitch. Full count, 2 out with Chipper Jones, the on-deck hitter. Oh, what a magnificent looking young player. 20 years old, 6'5", 240 pounds. He can absolutely fly. Payoff. He gone. JJ Putz. 1-2-3 inning, 7th inning stretch, 3-2 White Sox. First pitch to Carlos Quentin. Leading off here is a curveball strike from Tim Hudson. Carlos 1 for 2. And the big hit of the ball game. After Canerco with a 2-out RBI single tied it. There's a shot going foul. Dadgummit. Here's what Carlos did with Canerco on first.
Line drive right field, and Hayward goes all the way back. This ball looks like it hits off the top of the wall and bounces out of the park. Second home run in as many nights.
3-run shot last evening. And that's inside. And of course, with that home run by Quentin, the Alex Nellius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. It is number 76, so $7,600 donated by Alex Nellius in loving memory of Ursula. Watch out. 2-2.
Well, in the later innings, Hudson has gone to that curveball a bit more than he did earlier. And it's been pretty effective for him.
That ball way back. Infante just looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. Carlos Quentin with his second homer. Number 11. And the Sox lead it 4-2. Mercy.
That looked like a straight change that was up and out over the plate. Our Ford home run replay for the third time in 2 nights. It's a high change. And those go a long way, especially with Carlos starting to really swing it. And it's a 2-run lead.
Don't stop now, boys. Here's Kotsay. He doubled into the right field corner. He's 1 for 2. Takes strike 1. And that's sucked up by Chipper Jones. 1 out. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at www.whitesox.com.
Hudson came in with a total of 6 home runs given up in 92 1/3 innings. He's given up 2 tonight in 6 1/3 innings.
Breaking ball strike to AJ. One to count. Big hack off the foot.
That one didn't feel too good.
AJ 1 for 2. Back in the 4th with Kotsay at second. He singled up the middle, and Melky Cabrera came in with a perfect throw to throw Mark out at home.
That one right off the instep. And from catcher to catcher, David Ross goes out to talk with Hudson. Pretty much to give AJ a chance to stop that foot from barking at him.
And there's a shot. Prado makes the diving snap, gets up, throws him out. 2 gone. And another look at this.
This one had right field written all over it. And Martin Prado with a big effort.
And while we have a moment, a big White Sox shout out and congratulations and happy retirement to a big White Sox fan, Bob Gershio. Bob's retiring after 17 years as principal of Bell Elementary School. Nice going, Bob, and good luck, buddy. See you at the ballpark. Want to know the count to Alexei, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Third ball misses. Hudson 155 up and 80 down in his career. 75 over. And that's low. 3-0. Finale here tomorrow afternoon. Gavin Floyd against Derek Lowe. So make your plans to be with us. And there's ball 4. So for the second straight time, Alexei draws the walk. And that'll bring up Gordon, who's 0 for 2.
Roger McDowell now comes out. He wants a word with Hudson.
Now that game tomorrow is a 105. If you can't make it to the ballpark, that game will be over WGN. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Cubs come to our place. We're going to run Peavy, Garcia, and Danks out there. They're going to run Lilly, Zambrano, and Dempster. Now the Friday game will be over WGN. Saturday over Fox. And the finale of that series and this homestand on Sunday, it'll be Johnny Danks against Ryan Dempster right back here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Well, Flaherty thrown in the bullpen, and he's a hard-throwing left-hander. He's had some very impressive numbers this year.
Good lead by Alexei. Better watch out. Yeah, your former partner, great guy, great friend. Chip Carey was saying he's their version of Matt Thornton.
He throws hard, and he is very hard to hit.
That's off the corner. Another good lead by Alexei. And the count 2-0. He's got the catbird seat. Don't let him off the hook here, Gordon.
Well, as the pitches have gotten into the mid-90s, Hudson has lost that pinpoint control on the outside corner.
The 2-1 pitch. That's high.
And you saw by those ERA splits that as the game moves along, Hudson becomes very hittable.
Gordon just pulling his head. He cannot keep his head on the ball. He's having a lot of trouble. And the payoff. Hard comebacker. Hudson just sucks it up, and that'll retire the side. But the leadoff homer here in the bottom of the 7th, his second of the game by Carlos Quentin. It is 4-2 good guys.
Matt Thornton comes into the game at 2-3, ERA 3.34 on for the 30th time. There you look at some pretty impressive numbers, especially against the left-handers. Opponent's hitting 200 overall.
First ball hunting is Chipper Jones. Alexei. One pitch, one out here in the top of the 8th inning. 4-2 White Sox. I'm going to redo the pitching matchups over the weekend. We're going to run Jake Peavy out there on Friday against Zambrano. On Saturday, it'll be Freddie Garcia against Carlos Silva. And on Sunday, Johnny Danks against Ryan Dempster. So here's Glaus. Glaus doubled and scored in the second. He's 1 for 3. Last time up in the 6th, Carlos Quentin made a beautiful play on him. Foul ball. And we'll show it to you after this pitch if you missed that. There's first pitch, fastball strike.
This ball looked like it was going to drift into the seats, but the wind blew it back just enough for Carlos to make big first out play.
And the fans did not try to interfere with it. That's nice. 0-2 the count. Four 6-0 for our guys, 2-9-0 for their guys. It's full with Brian McCann on deck. Had him 0-2 and lost it. And a reminder, you can organize a group outing of 20 or more guests during the 2K10 season. Purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. The more tickets you order, the more money you save. So call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. First pitch, fastball strike to McCann. This guy can swing the bat. He is 2 for 3 tonight and has hit it hard all 3 times. Homered last evening. And that ball hit into right center field. Got it off the end of the bat. Thank goodness. 2 down.
Well, that's what a little extra velocity will do for you. Normal left-hander pitching to McCann. He hits that ball out of the ballpark. At 97, you catch it off the end of the bat. And it doesn't go all that far. Big out.
Boy, he's a good-looking hitter.
Well, that's the reason they were able to trade Gerald Saltalamacchia to the Texas Rangers.
Watch out. 0-1 the count to Escobar, who is 1 for 2. He singled to lead off the 5th and came around the score. He also has walked. And there's a strike. Slow low or hard high. And wide. 1-2. 2-2 the count. Escobar, no home runs this year, but last year he had 14. Drove in 76. So he's got pop. And here's the 2-2 pitch.
That one didn't miss by much. Despite the fact that Escobar has not hit the ball out of the park yet, he is a big, strong young man. And that ball down and out of the zone.
And the payoff pitch. He gone. Matt Thornton. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th with a 4-2 lead.
It pops up, and Mark Burley gets out of it when Omar Infante pops out. Mark leaves the bases loaded, left with the lead, and that's our Xfinity high-defining moment. So Takashi Saito comes in, recently off the disabled list. With some pretty impressive numbers. You might remember him as a closer for the Dodgers. A good fastball, good overhand curveball. And now he's been used as a setup man for Billy Wagner. Saito saved 40 games for those Dodgers.
So here is Juan Pierre. Come on, boys. We need 1 or 2 more. 1-0 for 3. He's grounded to second, third, and gone out to left. Takes the bunt, takes the strike. And the count evens at 1. If you're just tuning in, Braves 1 in the second, Sox 3 in the fourth. Braves 1 in the fifth, Sox 1 in the seventh. 2 home runs in this ball game by Carlos Quentin, accounting for 3 of the runs. The other a 2-out RBI single by Paul Konerko, as there's a breaking ball strike, and the count 1-2. Watch out, Mr. Souvenir. One of the seats. It's been a lively crowd even after a 1 hour and 49-minute rain delay.
It's been well worth it. It's been a very well played game. Some dramatic moments.
2 battlers out on that bump tonight, starting with Mark Burley and Tim Hudson.
Well, Mark Burley, had he not been the battler that he is, could have easily been blown out of this one in 3 different innings. 3 hits in the second, 3 hits in the fifth, the bases loaded and 1 out in the sixth. And he went 6 innings under duress, giving up just 2 runs.
I tell you, he's something. He is something. Softly hit. Escobar on the move very quickly. And that's out number 1. You talking about Burley and Hudson, big hearts, big stones. Between them, there are 112 games over 500.
Just great careers for both of them. Both started in the American League. Of course, Mark's still there. Tim Hudson has moved on.
Here's Omar. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. That was a big walk in the 4th. That started off that 3-run 4th. Saito, 6'2", 200 pounds. Miyagi City is where he was born. Outfield short, swung around to the left. And that breaking ball fouled away left side. Years he pitched with Yokohama.
Imagine 14 years in the Japanese big leagues and then come here and have the kind of success that he's had in this league.
Tried to backdoor him.
We've got 2 Japanese pitchers. Kirakami has been a starter for them. But as soon as Jurgens comes back, Kirakami goes to the bullpen with an 0-9 record.
2-2 the count. It's full. Alex Rios on deck. If you're just tuning in, Mets beat the Tigers 5-0. As he foul tipped it, and the Brew Crew took care of the Twinkies 5-3.
Three more outs, and we're going to be 3.5 games back.
Good at bat by Omar. He has been on base 3 times tonight. Walking run scored in the 4th. He led off the 6th with a single. Now the 1-out walk here in the 8th.
Pending the outcome, that's what's happened to this point. With the Twins and the Tigers both losing.
Omar, as I mentioned earlier, 391 stolen bases. He's 2 for 4 this year. Alex, he's due. He's 0 for 3. Takes ball 1. Evans accounted 1. A ball is striking out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Big rip by Rios. Big hat, no cap. And that is called a strike.
And I think Alex Rios is thrown out of the game. Ozzie coming out to talk with Andy Fletcher.
He has had 2 different zones tonight. There's no question about that. He was squeezing Burley, and Hudson had a wide plate. And he had called a couple on Alex earlier that Alex didn't appreciate.
Well, you could see McCann, I mean, that's Ross behind the plate, actually jerked the ball back over the corner to make it look better than it was.
So 2 down. Here's Pauly. 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Pauly now 52 RBIs. Want to know the count.
Bobby Jenks loosened up, ready to go. Picked up a save in the opener last night.
Breaking ball, a good one. Reel him in and light him up. You got a 2-1 count. There's a breaking ball, and that's chopped foul. So 2-2 the count to Konerko. Sox came into this game 11-2 in interleague play. Braves came in at 7-3. Atlanta had played 6 at home and won 5 of them.
They're 24-7 at home.
Best record, home record in Major League Baseball. Got him upstairs. That'll do it. We'll go to the top of the 9th, leading 4-2. ATLRadio.com to submit your question, and you just might get an answer live on air. So don't miss U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live with Chuck Frankenville immediately following the game on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend, the Big Hurt.
Andrew Jones takes over in center field as Alex Rios was unceremoniously booted from the game. And Bobby Jenks comes on. Bobby a 1-1 ERA 4.33 on for the 30th time, looking for save number 16 in 17 opportunities. 34 strikeouts, 12 walks in 27 innings. And he's got the bottom part of the order to face.
Melky Cabrera, switch hitter, is 2 for 3 with an RBI tonight. Omar Infante on deck as the first pitch to Cabrera. There's a bunt. And no chance. So a good play by Cabrera.
Now they also have Eric Hinsky on the bench. And he's one of the guys that Bobby Cox likes to use. Good bunt by Cabrera. 3 singles tonight and no chance for Omar. We saw Brooks Conrad last night, but I would think that's Hinsky swinging a bat in the on-deck circle.
And here's Infante at the plate, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Takes first pitch strike. Outfield around to the right. Gap out there in left center. And the 0-1 pitch. Right to him. Take your time. Rack him up. Yes! 2 down.
Here's our Haynes comfort zone, and it's Bobby Jenks' last 5 appearances. 5 saves, ERA just over 2, a walk and 6 strikeouts. And he's 1 out away from another save. And I believe it is Eric Hinsky.
It sure looks like him. As there's a ground ball. Paulie will take it himself, and this ball game is over. So the Sox pick up their 8th straight victory. Detroit was defeated tonight, as was the Minnesota Twins. What a job by Mark Burley as he picks up his 23rd interleague victory against just 6 losses, Stone Pony.
And he couldn't have done it without just a magnificent job out of the bullpen. J.J. Putz, Matt Thornton, Bobby Jenks. Ozzie got to line him up and knock him down exactly the way he wanted to, as Burley went 6, gave up 2, and everything going the way it should be going in interleague play, as the Sox are now 12-2 against the National League.
All right, let's check out our GMC players of the game. It is the 31-year-old southpaw. He's just 31 years old, got a lot left in him. Mark Burley and Carlos Quentin, 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. He now has 11 home runs and 43 knocked in. Those are our GMC players of the game. So for my partner, the Stone Pony, Steve Stone, our director Jim Angio, our producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Kat Lyson, our technical manager Mark Harper, the executive producer Jim Corno.